final
Would he
question.
close
It
down
falls-
the oil industry?
It falls.
Would you close
it
down the
falls-
oil
By the way, I
industry?
would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I would
that's
transition.
a big statement. Thank
It
you.
is a big statement.
That's a big
because
statement.
I would stop
Why would you do that?
because the oil industry pollutes significantly.
I see.
And here's the deal. But
That's
you
a
can't
big
do
statement.
that. Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time, And I'd stop giving to the oil industry. I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the gas. Excuse me, to solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do
All
give
right.
it to solar and wind.
We
and
have
that's
one
maybe the
final
biggest
question.
statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because
We have
basically
one
what he's
final
saying
question,
is he is
Mr.
going to
President.
destroy the oil industry. Will you remember that, Texas? Will you
Okay.
remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Vice President Biden.
Well, that was the most exciting part of the final Trump-Biden debate, where Biden, I mean, I don't know if he regards it as an error, but Trump certainly thought Biden made a disastrous error by saying, yes, he would shut down the oil and gas industry, a message that Trump has relentlessly rebroadcast in Pennsylvania and other oil and gas producing and fracking states. I think it helped clarify the choice on the ballot next week in the United States. With Trump, it's drill, baby, drill, dig coal, be offshore in the Gulf of Mexico, drill in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, go get them. And with Biden, it's Green New Deal, stop fracking in public land, phase out oil and gas, and basically move to a UN-style solar and wind economy. Joining me now via Skype from the Washington, D.C. area is our friend Marc Morano, the boss of ClimateDepot.com. Marc, it's very interesting that energy is the last big substantive topic in this campaign, isn't it?
Yeah, it finally came around. I mean, it was all, COVID and all the various attacks on Trump's personality. But the last debate, I thought, was very good. It really focused everything. And you can see from the debate that this is a very clear choice. And I'm not quite sure. Biden's campaign is terrified at the moment because you have Ohio, Pennsylvania, all these energy producing states, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Michigan, all these states that rely so much on the energy economy, they can't paint Biden. The campaign's terrified he'll be painted as an AOC squad member, Bernie Sanders. And they have been going overtime, basically peddling a stream of not quite truths about Obama's record, starting with Biden's record, starting with Biden himself saying he never said that, when not only did he say that he would stop fracking and all fossil fuels, but he said he would jail the executives of fossil fuel companies. So this is a man who during the primaries was pandering to that AOC base of the Democratic Party.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he claims that he never endorsed the Green New Deal. I think that was in his first debate with Trump, but it was right there in his online platform. I think they later revised the wording. It's interesting. Every party has their base that likes to hear the real red meat, and then when they go to meet the general public, they become a little more moderate. I mean, you can say that even about some issues for Republicans. Building the wall, I always wish Trump would mean what he said when he talked to the base. But the Green New Deal and solar and banning fracking, that's crazy talk to most people outside of outside of LA and New York. That's crazy talk to people who actually think about how much oil and gas they use, and to the millions of Americans in that industry. I don't know. I remember it was only about 10 years ago that America was importing billions of dollars a year in oil and gas. Like it was the world's largest net importer fairly recently. Only in the last year or so has America become a net energy exporter, largely because of fracking and Trump's opening up the drilling. I have to think Americans don't want to go back to being at the mercy of OPEC and paying for imports, let alone all the jobs. I just have to think that there are more Americans who know about oil and gas than the know-nothing millennial AOCs in the world.
Well, that's the question. And, that's the whole challenge of this debate. What the Democrats have done is tried to make this on Trump's personality. He sends mean tweets, or he's outrageous or whatever. But on the substance, and I have the stat here. This is a shock. I can't believe this stat. And I can't believe Trump has not touted this enough. But In 2019, just last year, Ezra, U.S. energy production exceeded energy consumption for the first time since U.S. energy exports. And for the first time, U.S. energy exports exceeded imports for the first time since 1952.
Wow.
Harry Truman was president of the United States, not Dwight Eisenhower. Harry Truman was the last time we've ever done this. And this wasn't an accident. This wasn't on pace to happen with President Obama. This is what has happened. But pre-COVID, this was the most astonishing economy in 60 plus years in the United States. Lowest Black unemployment, lowest Hispanic unemployment. You have indigenous peoples who were actually supporting a lot of these energy projects. You had the labor unions, the International Laborers International Union, coming out opposing the Green New Deal. They see where this is headed, and now Biden's literally going to come in, turn everything on its head. And not only just on the energy production side, but I mean, on everything from the car industry to our thermostats to agriculture. I mean, we are going to be under the gun, and we are headed rapidly to Europe and the stagnation and the growth and the higher electricity rates. And that's what they want. They're not going to deny that. They think we should be paying a lot more for energy.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.